Today on the Autism Channel World News, a major potential breakthrough in treating a gene abnormality that is seen in a tremendous number of autism cases. A happy ending for an immigration battle involving autism in Australia. And a new project at a controversial government agency seeks to help people with disabilities take control of their financial futures. And the Justice Department wins a conviction of someone selling the controversial autism treatment, MMS. I'm Nancy Quinones with Tim Yancey and Carl Newbiel, and this is the Autism Channel World News for Saturday, June 6, 2015. Much of the research into the genetics of autism takes place with mice that have been bred to be missing particular genes that we've often found are lacking in people with autism. Carl Newbiel has details about a very interesting study conducted on some of the mice. Carl?
They're called knockout mice because they have been bred so that specific genes in their DNA have been knocked out or deactivated. These mice exhibit behaviors that we've come to identify as hallmarks of most autism spectrum disorders. Things like lack of interest in social interaction with other mice. Neurotypical mice do socially interact. And other things like repetitive behaviors and atypical mouse communication. Now, what the researchers found is that about 84% of people diagnosed with autism have what is called a SHANK3 genetic mutation. Other studies have hinted at this before, but this new study at the State University of New York at Buffalo has found that if you can regulate physical changes in the prefrontal cortex, autistic behaviors are reduced or eliminated. This means that while the SHANK3 mutation still exists, we can mitigate its effects, and researchers are now looking for the best way to do this in humans through medication.
Last week, shortly after we reported that the immigration minister of Australia had granted a temporary visa to allow Tyrone Sevilla to stay, the minister announced the immigration department has made that visa permanent. Tyrone is the autistic son of a Philippine mother who immigrated to Australia to be with her family and to train for and become a nurse. But the government was concerned about the cost of treatment for Tyrone and wanted to deport them both. The case exploded on social media, but the controversy is now over. Tyrone and Maria Sevilla can stay in Australia indefinitely. When we return, Tim Yancey on a new program at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to help people with disabilities manage their finances. And a court convicts a man in a case involving a controversial autism treatment. We'll have that story and some thoughts. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is the Autism Channel World News. I'm Nancy Quinones. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was set up by Congress through the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act. It's been controversial from the start. On Wednesday, the CFPB announced a new program that is a departure from regulation of financial institutions and the investigation of consumer complaints. Tim Yancey has details.
It is called the Roads to Financial Independence Initiative, and it's being tested in 6 markets with local agencies that will provide assistance to people with disabilities in order to understand how to manage their finances, including saving money. Saving money is now an option for people on public assistance for their disabilities thanks to recent changes in the law. People with disabilities are more than twice as likely to be outside the financial mainstream and use high interest and high cost alternatives such as payday loans. Now, the program will offer training and support in setting up checking accounts and understanding how to differentiate good deals from bad ones. The local partners include groups like Goodwill Industries in Austin, Texas, and the Washington State Division of Vocational Rehabilitation in Seattle, Washington. If these programs are a success, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau will roll them out nationwide.
2 weeks ago, we reported on the controversy at the Autism One conference over MMS, a substance which is either a miracle cure for autism or a dangerous industrial chemical unfit for any living thing. MMS, or Miracle Mineral Supplement, is promoted by several people as a cure for everything from AIDS to autism. It continues to be purchased and used by those who believe in it through a complicated network where the people who advocate for it don't sell it. Those who sell it don't advocate for it and claim they sell it merely as a product for water purification, not for administration to humans. The Consumer Protection Branch of the Department of Justice has been trying for at least 7 years to find a way to successfully prosecute people who sell it for human consumption. In 2013, Louis Daniel Smith and 3 others were indicted and arrested for selling MMS. And late last month, on May 28th, a jury returned a verdict against Smith for conspiracy, smuggling, selling and misbranded drugs, and fraud. Smith faces a maximum 37 years in jail and will be sentenced September 9th. The DOJ prosecuted this case, hoping to send a message that they would prosecute others who sell it. And the effects are evident. Smith and his partners stopped selling MMS in 2011. Another website designed to look similar then popped up. That site will now only fill existing orders and then close down June 14th. A third site still sells the product, but online payment processors have cut them off, so they redirect customers to hidden pages at other natural product sites that can still process credit cards. The days of easy access to MMS may fast be coming to a close. The cost of not knowing can be high, and there are a few places where the cost is higher than in the autism community. We don't know what causes autism or what the best treatment may be. We diagnose not by empirical test, but by a professional observing symptoms that in very young children may be extremely subtle. So we're too often left to guess, and because our guesses are often in conflict with other people's guesses, we argue. We adopt solutions that seem, and often are, counterintuitive. We polarize ourselves in camps and demonize those who disagree. The faction that believes MMS is a cure and their only hope assails the Justice Department's prosecution of MMS sellers as government overreach. Conversely, those who oppose giving industrial bleach to developmentally disabled children applaud a consumer protection agency, a Justice Department, and a jury for what they call overdue justice. And we at the Autism Channel see the tremendous toll that not knowing takes on nearly everyone involved in this disorder. It's a subtext of nearly every story we report. That's the Autism Channel World News for Saturday. For our news team and everyone at the Autism Channel, join us again as we continue to unlock the wonders of autism. See you next time. I'm Nancy Quinones.